Alright, welcome back to Flight Sim 2024 and welcome back to probably my favorite aircraft at the moment in the sim. This is of course the Black Square Starship 2000 as some sort of airliner just spawned in behind us. But I've spent quite a big chunk of the money that I was planning to save in FSEconomy to buy something even bigger, but I found another Starship on FSEconomy at a very good price in an interesting area. So we're actually at Luanda Airport in Angola, and we've got a very interesting charter to do today from Luanda to Pilanesberg in South Africa. So I don't know, maybe there's a bunch of people here that want to go to the game reserve at Pilanesberg, and they've chartered our Starship to take the kind of just under 5 hours worth of flying down to Pilanesberg. So that's the plan for today's flight. Everything's set up on SimBrief. We've got the flight ready to go, and we are using Beyond ATC for the traffic and air traffic control, Active Sky for the weather, and of course FSEconomy generated the mission, and that's where we'll get our income and all of that cool stuff. So let's go get aboard the aircraft. And the passenger boarding is done. So let's see if we can just close that up. Cool. Such a cool cabin and all of that. Right, we should be full up on fuel, which is correct. So I just want to double check. So I started the FSEconomy flight. We are a little bit overweight, so we should burn that off when we taxi. So I think that's cool. We can probably get this. Actually, no, let's not do GSX. Let's keep this here so we can see that it is extremely hot in the cabin. Right, so let's get things up and running as soon as possible. Okay. So, yeah, 39 degrees in here. Let's get, I think, there we go. So I'm also using, probably should have mentioned that as well, chase plane for the views and all of that cool stuff. Right, let's get this on. And we're gonna want external power, which we don't have connected currently. Okay, there we go. Because that gives us access to this where we can do our checklists. Now, I wonder... See, this is going. So if I come down here and I set this on, okay, that does appear to be working because we now have a target of 24 degrees, which is cool. And this is actually bringing in cool air. Obviously, just sitting on the ground, not moving, it's not as efficient as we would like. So I think we need to get up and running as quickly as we can. Not that anything happens particularly quickly in this aircraft in terms of like setting up. When it comes to the aircraft and it doing things happen very quickly, so it's tough to keep on top of this aircraft. Okay, let's go pre-flight checks. So parking brake, control locks, landing gear, trims, fuel, oxygen pressure. Cool. That's good. It's fine about the battery. These are all removed and this is pretty much done, so That's all fine. Let's move on to, before starting engines, circuit breakers. Looks good. Outboard revisionary panels. This should be millibars. Cool. That we can disable as well, actually. Okay, seatbelts, parking brake, audio panels. So we might need to mess with this. Beyond ATC will come through COM1 here. So let's in fact go and tune ground 121.9, because then we should be able to just get our volumes sorted out, because hopefully some other traffic will be talking to them. So we want COM1 and it'll be 1219. Okay, we'll see if any other aircraft end up speaking. Okay, so audio panels, static source set to normal, that's down here. Normal, oxygen supply. Oops, that one must come out. Masks. Ice protection is off, landing gears down, anti-skid set to anti-skid. Which is here somewhere. Okay, center revisionary panel. We'll have to reinitialize that just now anyway. Standby instruments on. That control. I'm just syncing this up with my HOTAS. That control is down here. Is it this one? Yes. Okay, power levers idle. Now this has that detent, so we need to push it forward, and there's idle. Prop levers pull forward. Condition levers, fuel cuts off, bleeds off. Temperature mode off. We don't actually have that off because, geez, it's still 36 degrees in here. I wonder if I go back here and just open this, does that help at all? There's a whole bunch of traffic out there. Doesn't seem like it. Okay, so dying of heat in here. Let's keep pushing. Okay, triple fed, more than 22. Center bus, more than 23. ICAS is on. Firewall fuel valves into these. Closed and closed. We see extinguished. We turn on the standby pumps. Fuel pressure low, enunciated. Now we push open. And those go away. Standby pumps off. And they come back. And then we do that. And they should alternate, so now we do that side and that one should go off. Very nice. Okay, feels good. Oxygen pressure we've checked already. Lights. Let's just make sure that's on and that's on too. And I guess we can turn this on because we're going to start up soon. Interesting. Plain white 737-700. Oh, I keep getting that little like lag when I change views. Okay, and we will be starting from external power. So battery. Oops. This one minimum of 20. We've got 28. Is the door being open doing anything? Doesn't seem like it, so let's get rid of that noise. Okay, prop levers, feather. Okay, ICAS we're going to turn off, but Copilot avionics I'm going to leave on because I need the checklists. Left and right generators are off, batteries on, external power. We have 28.1, so we're good. ICAS is on. Oh, ICAS back on. Alright, so right engine and engine start. Sorry, right engine ignition and engine start. So that's this one. And then we look for 12% N1, so that's there. At 12% N1. Right, so what I actually need to do is bump these up. Okay. 12% that goes up. We monitor the ITT, make sure that that doesn't hit above 1,000. Oil pressure is there, and then we repeat. Okay, let's go. Right engine. Okay, there's 12. Wow, okay. Okay, while we're doing this, we can get our clearance as well, I guess. And then we'll call for taxi. Okay, but that's good. So we did that, and that. Okay, so that now comes off, and then we do left. There's 12. I'm watching that. Oh, that's gone over 1,000. Interesting. We probably lost a few percent on the engine health because of that. Not sure what I could do to stop that. Now, we need to do this the other way around. Generators reset and on. And then we can disconnect external power. Okay, I do want to get this on so we can start bringing down that temperature. There we go, that's better. Now we've got cool air coming in. See that little stutter when I switch that view sometimes. Landed ground, good afternoon. Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha, IFR to Pilanesberg, ready to copy.
Luanda ground, Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha, good afternoon. IFR clearance is not available at this time. Please check the frequency for further
Interesting. IFR clearance is not available. That's weird. Okay, we're probably going to have to do these updates, so we'll put that in. Okay, these are the temperatures starting to come down. Okay, we are starting out at FNLU. Right, let me just get the rest of my flight plan here so we can enter this. Okay, next waypoint is our goal. Keep missing it. There we go. Okay, our goal. Like so. Then okay, Uvamo or Uvamo. Okay, Dulbo. Epnom. Dumpo. Etka. Oops. KU R Egtig Etbex Tasu. Yeah, UT ASU. Then Impar. Netox. Advent. Zozam. Or Zoxam. Okay, Etosa. That's pretty close to Pilanesberg, so we should be almost done. And then Nesek. And then Pilanesberg. Right, that's done. Flip that over to FMS. Put that onto map. Okay, we are going to be departing runway 23, but we need to see if we can actually get clearance here. What if we go over to... Well, let's try ground again. Landing ground, good afternoon. Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha request IFR clearance to Pilanesberg.
Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha, Luanda ground, expect runway 25. Climb 6,000 feet
there we
on
go.
runway center line, then expect radar vectors Argo. Squawk 2752.
Okay, expect runway 25, initial climb 6,000 feet, radar vectors to Argol and squawk 2752, Sierra Tango Alpha.
Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha, read back correct. Call me back when ready for start or taxi.
Call you back, Sierra Tango Alpha. Okay, we're not gonna do all of this. Okay, but we do need to do a few things here. So there's testers here somewhere. There. Okay, de-ice we don't need. Pressurization, that is important. We're going up to 3.7. So we need to dial that up. So that would be 3.6, 3.7, so 3.8 is about there. Cool, rate knob, 10 o'clock position, fine. Avionics, autopilot, we're not going to do that test now. Trims. Okay, set for takeoff. Flaps, we'll set that for takeoff. Flight controls, auto feather, armed. Standby altimeter is fine. Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha, ready for taxi.
Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha, runway 25 taxi via Bravo, Alpha.
Runway 25, taxi via Bravo Alpha, Sierra Tango Alpha. So we're just going to turn around. Can we turn to the right here? Yeah, we probably can. It's probably safer to turn left. So we'll turn left, and then it's just behind us in that direction. The runway is just here. So let's get rid of this. Right on the limit here. Okay, cabin temperature is much better now. Okay, so in reality, this little tug thing wouldn't be there, so that's okay. Okay, on the brakes, parking brakes disengaged.
Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha. Contact low on the tower 130.0.
130.0 Sierra Tango Alpha, good day. Okay, 130.0. Okay, there are a couple of things on the checklist we need to do still. Okay, stall warning, heat. Pitot heats. Those are probably gonna complain shortly. We don't need anti-ice, we do need vent and cable, but I can never remember which one it is. It's this one here. Cool. Lead air valves are done. Transponder. No, that one. There we go. Let's just hold it there and it'll be landing lights. So, good afternoon, Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha, holding short, runway 25. Okay, 100% torque or 850 ITT, whatever comes first.
Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha, Luanda Tower, wind 285 at 8, fly runway heading, runway 25, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25, Sierra Tango Alpha. Okay, the only other thing I haven't done is set up the autopilot. Okay, it cleared us to 6,000 feet. So let's dial that in. There's 6,000. Sync up the runway heading. And then down here we can do heading mode, vertical speed mode. Right, we're good to go. Pitos are overheating like I thought. RPM's good. 98% torque, so torque is the limit, not ITT. Airspeed's alive. Up gears coming up. 1 flaps.
Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha. Contact Luanda departure 119.3.
119.3 Sierra Tango Alpha. Okay, let's get the autopilot on. Yaw dampers engaged. Okay, we need to dial in. There's a lot to do. 119.3 is what she said. And it's Luanda departure. Luanda departure, good afternoon. Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha, passing 2,200 feet, climbing 6,000. Okay, climb power, we come back to 90% torque or 840.
Luanda departure. Good day. Identified. Climb to flight level 170.
Climb to flight level 170, Sierra Tango Alpha. Okay, give us a left-hand turn.
Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha. Turn left. Heading 160. Expect further clearance in about 20 miles.
Left heading 160, Sierra Tango Alpha. Okay, so climb power is 90% and 1600 torque, so we bring this back 1000. Like so. Okay, there we go. Powering out of Luanda. Right, yaw dampers on, climb power, prop sync. Engine displays. Cool. Now the one thing I didn't do is the thing I always forget, because I can never find it, is this one. Fuel remaining, so let's do...
Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha. Turn left. Heading 100.
Left heading 100, Sierra Tango Alpha. Okay, 1783 plus 1779 equals 3562. Heading 165, Sierra Tango Alpha. See, that's worrying. To keep an eye on that fuel, because according to SimBrief we should just make it in terms of fuel, but with according to this we're gonna run out before EPNOM already. this distance is concerning. We got the wrong waypoint in here. So Dumbo to Dilbo to Epnom is 330 miles. Okay, this says 341. Dilbo, Epnom to Dumpo should be 64 miles. Something is wrong here. This isn't telling us the distance in between, because these are all ticking down. So that's the distance from where we are now to these waypoints.
Sierra Tango Alpha, clear direct Argo. Resume on navigation.
Direct Argo, Sierra Tango Alpha, thank you.
Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha, you're welcome. Okay, we're through 10,000 feet. We're cleared to a flight level, so that can go standard. This can come off, and we can turn that off as well. Right, this is worrying me a bit now. How do you... Aha. How do I move? I'm worried that EPNOM is incorrect. Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha, contact Luanda Control 129.5.
129.5, Sierra Tango Alpha, good day. Lander Control, good afternoon. Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha, passing flight level 150, climbing flight level 170. To flight level 350, Sierra Tango Alpha. So now my question is, how do I fix this? south 1559.1, and we have on here the south 1752.7, different formats. Let's just check a different one. If we go to Dillo, 1345.3, and ours says 1345.3. Okay, so this is definitely the wrong waypoint. EPN. Oh, it's NON. Okay, let's go here. No, this one. Replace waypoint with E P N O N. Okay, then that should update. That's much better. Okay, there we go. Problem solved. Right, so all the way down at Pilanesberg, we're still not happy on fuel. We're running out at Utvin. So we might actually need to make a fuel stop. But we'll see once we get up to like our cruise level and stuff, this could change. We do have a bit of wind. So we'll keep an eye on that fuel consumption. Just looking at the map here on the Navigraph app. So Utvin, we could stop at something like... So before Utvin, that's in Botswana. I'd probably stop at Mound. Mound is kind of in line with Etbex. So up here, which means we're landing at Mound with about an hour in reserve, which is perfect. So if we need to, I think we'll stop at Mound and refuel. Okay, 20,000 feet. We should be going all the way up to 37. But we are starting at 3.5, so I think that's our cruise for now. And then only later will we climb to 370. Right, otherwise cabin temperature and all of that is good. Looks like there's some rainy weather below us down there. We're gonna have the coast alongside us for quite a while here until Uvamo. So at Uvamo we turn inland. Okay, there's 180 knots, so let's just go indicated airspeed hold. I should probably do it on this one. Okay, but I mean, look at that time has gone from 11 to 20. And these now have time left on them, so like I said, as we climb, the wind changes as well, and we get up into the thinner air where everything's more efficient. This could change. Utvin's just gone to 23 minutes now, so we might actually be okay. Okay, I've been flying for 14 minutes so far. And wind is a direct crosswind from the left at 11 knots. We can turn that into a tailwind, but in fact we're going to be turning left, so it might only get worse. Yeah, once we get to Uvamo and we turn left, that's going to be more on the nose. 23,500 feet, going up to 35. So there's still plenty of climb to go, and this situation is only improving. Okay, what I can do to help with the climb is let's just keep an eye on the torque. We want to stay below 840. So we're fine now. 836 on the left engine, 838, 839, and around 80 on the torque percentage. Keep it at 840. That should give us a little bumping climb rate. We're doing about 1,000 feet a minute. Okay, bumping up that power though has completely trashed everything that I was saying before that. So your modern airliners will take into account the wind and the fact that you're climbing up into thinner air. I don't think this is doing that. This is literally just taking our fuel flow and our ground speed and all of that and doing that calculation. So that's why the situation does improve as we climb up, because it's not factoring that in. Just bumping the power back a little bit, keep it below 840. You can see as I back off on the power, that now adjusts. Coming up to 26,000. Right, let's have a look. Did we lose a bit of condition on the left engine? No, we didn't. So that start, oh, you can see a very tiny amount with that start going to like 1,025 on the ITT. We continue to climb, 26.5 now. Situation is improving. We now for the first time have 3 minutes of fuel remaining in Pilanesberg. So I think we want that to be at least 30 minutes to be safe. But we've still got 9,000 feet to go. Probably put the tablet away now. Okay, we're on to the next waypoint now. 8 minutes remaining at Pilanesberg. Slowly increasing. Running the engines the whole time we were entering the route didn't exactly help, but it was just so hot in the cabin. Okay, let's go back to our checklists and just see. So climb, we are good. Okay, cruise power. Max of 97% or 840 ITT, will probably be the 840. And then auto feather will turn off once we get to cruise. Lights, and then obviously just monitor engines and fuel. Okay, up to 20 minutes at Pilanesberg. So I think we're going to be fine. And we are climbing pretty slowly now. So I think what I'm going to do is bump this up to 1,000 feet a minute. And that was quite violent. Just keep an eye on the speed. Once it gets down to 140, we'll go back to IS. Don't really want to get much slower than that. Could probably do 130 if we have to. As the speed bleeds off, this is going to start looking worse. But of course, once we level off, we can gain a bit of speed again. So I still think we're going to be okay on fuel, although that wind is now 31 knots and we're going to be turning into it. Not directly into it, but still, it'll still be negatively affecting our speed. Just over 30,000 feet now, 157 knots. Just tweaking the throttle every now and then to keep that 840 on the ITT, because we kind of need as much power we can get at this point for this last little stretch of the climb. Speed bleeding off, we've lost all of that endurance time at Pilanesberg. Coming up to 140 knots now, and then we'll just have to drag ourselves up the last 2,000 feet or so. That's going to be 3,000 feet. Probably should have started off at a lower cruise altitude, but SimBrief took us straight up to 3.5, and then from Epnon we got up to 3.7. .35 knots now, that crosswind. Doing about 500 feet a minute climb, so pretty slow. got 27 minutes, 28 minutes at Pilanesberg. I think we're going to be fine. Another 1,100 feet to go. At this rate, it's going to take us 5 hours to get there. But again, once we level off, we will pick up some speed, so that'll come down. that, we're finally coming up to 35,000 feet. Oh, nice and bumpy there. "34 minutes at Pilanesberg." That's going to go up because we're going to increase our speed without increasing our power. So at the moment, things are looking good. Right, there's 35,000. Let's come down here. We can turn off the auto feather. Check at that climb now, 46 already. Oh, all the clouds have disappeared. Speed is still slowly climbing. We're going to be over an hour worth of fuel predicted at Pilanesberg, so all good there. So now we're just going to cruise along for the next, what does Navigraph say, 4.5 hours? And I'll check in with you later when we prep for our descent into Pilanesberg. Alright, welcome back. So we are not quite at the top of descent. We've got a little bit to go. So I've got my VNav set up here. So what I've done, if we go into flight plan and we go to approach, the only approach that we have at Pilanesberg is the VOR approach to runway 5. So I've put that in. And then in VNav, I've gone through the charts and just plotted in the altitudes we need to be at those 3 waypoints on that VOR approach. So once this gets to about 1500, we can start our descent at 1,500 feet per minute. So we still got a little while to go. But checking the weather for Pilanesberg, no issues there. 34 degrees, nice and hot. Winds 40 at 4 knots, so runway 5 for sure. QNH 1017. And partly cloudy, but it says clear below 20,000 feet, so we're probably expecting some of these clouds like we're seeing here already, so nothing to stress about there. Weather radar's on, we haven't picked up anything. There's a couple of other aircraft in the area. I was just trying to work out if this actually has a TCAS display somewhere, and I don't think it does. I was trying to get it to display on here just to see if we could pick up the other aircraft, but I couldn't find anything. So we had an Airlink flight that I think just took off from Gaborone because they were at like 7,000 feet. There was an Angola flight just checking in, was probably going to Joburg, and then a Safair as well, also just checking in. The Safair and Angola were both at cruise, so they could be going anywhere. Angola's most likely going to Tambo, or I guess they could be going back to Angola. It seems a little bit late. They'll be landing at night. Maybe it does go this time, I can't remember. But other than that, pretty quiet. We bumped up to 37,000 feet, so we're cruising there now. And so a little bit more to go, and then we'll call ready for our descent and see what Beyond ATC gives us. So nice quiet flight, cruising along very well. If we come down here and look, we're expecting to land with an hour and a half's worth of fuel at Pilanesberg, so no issues there. We do have a tailwind, or sorry, a crosswind from the right now, but earlier we had a bit of a tailwind, and that helped us along quite nicely. pass over a bunch of storms and weather and stuff like that. But no turbulence, nothing serious up where we were. Okay, the one thing I haven't done is set the minimums. So DH will be 698, so we'll make it 700. Cool, that's set. Okay, so our frequency for the ILS is 112.6. And what I actually want to put on nav 2 is the VOR. I'm thinking it's ILS. It's not ILS, it's VOR. So 112.6 is the Pilanesberg VOR, and we're picking that up already. Okay, the course for that will be 053, but we'll tune that later. I don't think I can do anything with the course now, can I? No, because we're using GPS, so that's cool. Well, not GPS, we're using FMS, I should say. Okay, let's go back to our VNav. We're now at almost 1400. At 1400, we'll call top of descent. Now we can dial this in to 1500. Beautiful late afternoon here. That is Tebe Patswa, FBTP. I think it's an Air Force base, actually. Looks like an Air Force base. In fact, on FSEconomy, that's where my what is it now? It's my H-160, my Airbus helicopter is currently at that airport. Okay, 108 miles from Pilanesberg VOR. We have the DME reading over here. Right, let's call ready for descent. And control Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha, ready for descent.
Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha, Pilanesberg Airport landing runway 05.
Pilanesberg Airport, landing runway 05.
Oh,
Zulu Sierra,
my auto respond is on
Alpha.
again. Okay, that's fine. I've sorted that now.
Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha Q and H1020 expect radar vectors for Vodmi runway 05.
QNH1020 and radar vectors for the VOR DME runway 05, Sierra Tango Victor. Correction, Sierra Tango Alpha. Okay, so this, I'm still not 100% sure, but I think what it means is that we set this bit to 500 feet above landing, which would make sense. We can't set this part because Pilanesberg is like 3,500 feet. Let's just look here, 3,412. So let's say 4,000 feet. We can do 3,900. I can't set this to 3,900, but what I can do is set this to 3,900, which is about there. That makes sense to me. Okay, she didn't actually tell us to descend. Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha, are we cleared to descend?
Gaborone Control Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha. You are already cleared for descent.
Okay. So let's go vertical speed then. Oh, genius. Okay, it shouldn't give us an altitude or anything, so I'm not sure. It's 61. Right, pressurization, that's set. Standby altimeter. Now, the reason I don't use this, oops, is it doesn't give us the correct one. I don't know if there's a way to change that. It doesn't seem like it. What does this button do? Oh, it's the black square, tap on the glass thing to get your gauges to work. That's cool. See, I don't think I can change this. See, because that changes this one, not that one. So we'll just leave that. It's not the end of the world. Okay, seatbelt signs we will do shortly. Keep an eye on the speed because I'm leaving the cruise power set. And we're gonna have to descend faster because we are picking up speed. Okay, let's come off the power. Make sure that we don't overspeed. And do that corporate jet descent where we sit right on the red line. So about 80 miles from Pilanesberg, 83. Descent rate is okay. We might need to descend a little quicker just now, but we can manage that with the speed as well. Don't really want to drop faster than 2,000 feet a minute. Just keep an eye on our speed, keep it below that red line. Actually quite lucky because this time of the day you'll usually find some seriously big thunderstorms in this area. We don't have any of that
Zulu
around.
Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha. Contact Johannesburg Control West 118.5.
118.5, Sierra Tango Alpha, good afternoon.
Negative. Johannesburg Control West on 118.5.
118.5, Sierra Tango Alpha. Johannesburg Control, good afternoon. Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha, passing flight level 270. I don't know what altitude I'm cleared to, so...
Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha. Johannesburg Control West. Radar contact. Link 755. Contact Johannesburg Control East 119.9er. Bye-bye. Center on 119.9er, link 755.
Zulu Sierra, Sierra Tango Alpha, can you confirm the altitude that we are cleared to descend to, please? Let's see.
Zulu Sierra Sierra Tango Alpha. You have descent instructions, but not a specific altitude clearance. Please refer to your flight plan for details.
The hell does that mean? Okay, then I'm just gonna follow the VR approach.
Link 743 Golf. Contact Johannesburg Control East 119.9er. Have
Okay, a
good
bunch of air
afternoon.
links on frequency. If they're going over to Control East, they're probably going like Cape Town side, Port Elizabeth, East London, George, Kimberley, Bloemfontein. Any of those, I guess. Do you go on to Johannesburg East if you're going to
Sierra
Durban?
270. Contact Johannesburg
Maybe.
Control East 119.9er. Center on 119.9er, Sapphire 270.
Yeah, lots of handoffs to Control East. 50 miles to Pilanesberg VOR. Just past 23,000 feet.
Link 178 Quebec. Johannesburg Control West. Expect Dudley 2 Charlie. Runway 08.
Expect Dudley 2 Charlie, runway 08.
Runway 08.
178 Quebec.
Dudley 2 Charlie runway 08. I have no idea which airport that is. Descent rate required 195. We're doing 2. Let's push the power up a little bit, and actually you can see it's very fascinating, but this terrain here is Pilanesberg National Park, and it's just like this crater with this high terrain, and then everything else around is flat, and this entire circle is Pilanesberg National Park. The airport's just on the other side of that. Probably one of the easiest airports to find, because I mean we're 40 miles away and I know exactly where it is because it's just on that side over there.
She also said vectors for the VORDME-05. We haven't received any vectors either. Okay, just keeping an eye on the speed. So next waypoint we should be at 6,100 feet. 16,500 feet, 15,000 we'll turn on the seatbelt signs. And then we just need to be mindful, we're 260 knots, so we need to slow down below 250 before we hit 10,000 feet. Could be Tambo. I've never heard of Unpom 1 Alpha. The Springbok is South African Airways. Flight level 080, so they've just taken off probably from Johannesburg. Right, we're through 14,000 feet, so let's get the seatbelt signs on, and we'll do all of these as well. I'm guessing that that's where our guests from Angola are going to be spending some time. That's why they've chartered this flight. Okay, 13,000 feet, starting to slow down. Keep us below 250, but we've got plenty of time. That's all set. Let's go to the next one. Okay, approach speed I've got set at 115 knots. ATC hasn't given us any vectors, so I'm just following my flight plan. That's what she said. Below 250 knots as we hit 11,000 feet. Let's go ahead and set the altimeter. 1020 is what we need to be at. Okay, that's set.
244, Unpom 1 Alpha, runway 03 right. Report ready for descent.
I wonder, Unpom 1 Alpha could be coming from like the northeast. So Sapphire 244, I wonder if that's like a Madagascar flight that's coming in.
Descend to flight level 260, Sapphire 244. Sapphire 244, descend to flight level 170. Descend to flight level 170, Sapphire 244.
Okay, sync up the heading. Heading mode. Let's change this. No. I still want map, but I want nav source VOR, and then I want course 053. I totally should have turned that the other way. That's bad. There's a setting because I don't have okay, let me just get this, then I'll talk. I don't have, what do you call them, detents on my physical throttles. So there's a setting that should stop you from going into beta in flight. Unrestricted beta, there we go. Let's turn that off. Okay, cabin's good. Let's put that away. So now I should be able to pull my throttles back without doing that, because that's bad. Okay, this is quite an ambitious angle to intercept the approach. Okay, flaps coming down. See that that's sticking out 90 degrees now. Okay, we're on to the localizer. Control. That warning is just because I'm throttling back too much with the gear still up. Actually, it's not throttle, it's speed with the gear. Okay, let's get the gear down. Beyond ATC has abandoned us, but whatever. Airports inside, runways inside, puppy lights we have, which are saying we're a bit low. Clouds we have too now. Oh, there we go, updated METAR, that's why. Few clouds at 6,500, scattered at 12,000. Shouldn't be an issue. Okay, we are a little low on our glide slope though. Okay, flaps, lights. Yeah, all good.
to actually bump that speed up. So 130. Now we can just use this, which is saying we're slightly fast.
Approach 125.8 Safford 244.
Okay, now we're a little high. There's 2 white, 2 red. Wow, those clouds rolling in caused us to lose a lot of light. Okay, watch that speed. Keep it on the center line. This aircraft always feels higher than it actually is. Okay, not this time. Overcompensated now. There we go. Okay, reverse. Not interesting. So I don't have proper reverse. Okay, and that I'm gonna need to figure out, but it's fine because we've got plenty of runway. Okay, that's the flap, so you'll see our wing going back. Runway 08. King Shark. No, that's runway 06, isn't it?
Descend to 5,500 feet. Link 178 Quebec.
Link 178 Quebec. Contact Gaborone approach 128.2.
Contact Gaborone approach 128.2. Link 178 Quebec.
Oh, come on. Okay. Reverse. Okay, let's turn those torpedoes off. And these, and those, and that. Welcome to Pilanesberg International. Actually, isn't it international? It used to be, I think. I don't know if it still is.
squeaky brakes. Okay, let's get these off, and the rest can stay. Set. FSEconomy flight is done. Let's just go to idle. So I just want to see here. We should be able to go all the way back to reverse, but it doesn't. And then if I'm there and I hit reverse, it does. Okay, so I need to sort out that key binding that allows me to actually put it into reverse. Okay, parking brake set. Oxygen supply. Engine lights protection, windshield heat, pilot and co-pilot avionics. So we will leave the co-pilot on. Standby, bleed air. Temperature mode. Battery, ITT. Condition levers. Props. Right, we lost our checklist because we have no external power. So I think that's pretty much it that we had to do anyway. That's fine. So that must come off. That can stay. Those we've switched off. That should be off. That's all good. We landed with quite a bit of fuel left. Battery off. And there we go. 5-hour flight all the way from Luanda. This handle red before. All the way from Luanda, Angola, down to Pilanesberg in South Africa. Quite like this blue stripes on the Starship. It looks like we might have some of those storms just later this evening instead of in the afternoon. But we managed to make it in before any of that becomes an issue. So yeah, another enjoyable flight in the Starship. Nothing went wrong this time, so I'll keep flying this one, and obviously it kind of wears in as you use it, so we'll see, but no faults or failures or anything on this flight. So another good one in the Starship. But anyway, that's going to bring us to the end of this video. As always, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy it and you want to follow along, you know what to do down below, and hopefully I see you in the next one.